Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today I have a pair of things for you. They go together. They are a special edition set from 2024 from Lamy. So let's check these things out. Firstly, we have the Lamy Safari. This is one half of the duo of pens and inks. You'll of course find the other one also on my channel. This is Lamy's Violet Blackberry. You can definitely see where they got the blackberry bit there from. It's very blackberry-ish color. This one is a smooth, shiny barrel as opposed to the matte barrel on the Cliff. The pink Cliff pen, that is. There is the violet finial there. You have this nice black hardware here. Also a nice black nib. And then a section which matches the finial. I do really like that they used the textured sort of matte section here because I just think it's more comfortable to hold and it gives you a little bit more grip, although not a lot. It's a little slippery even now, but also like maybe my hands are just very dry. It's winter, so that's part of it too. But I do like this pen a lot. I think I might like the pink Cliff a little bit better just because I like the matte finish, but either way is good. My only nitpick with these really is that you can totally see this little bit of plastic here through the window, and I don't love that. It kind of throws me off sometimes, but it's okay. That's a very small nit to pick with what is otherwise a really excellent pen. Then this is the ink, and there's a little bit of confusion here because I'm not 100% sure what this ink is actually going to be called. It might just be Blackberry. That's what I wrote on my sheets. It might also just be called Violet Blackberry to match the pen, but there's no violet. It's Blackberry, and there's not that much berry. It's mostly black. So this is an odd one, but it is a very cool ink as we see here. And actually, I think it's the better of the two inks in terms of being interesting. It's not going to be for everybody maybe, but I really like this one. So there's the box. It does say $16 on the bottom. It was mislabeled at my local place, Crazy Allen's, but they fixed that for me, so no big deal. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's take a look at the bottle itself. Here's the bottle. You'll notice I did put a little sticky note on there that says Blackberry, and that is my quibble about these things. There's no name on here, and that's why I don't know what the darn ink is called. Put the name here, right there. Put the name right there. Put the name over. Put the name on the thing. Put it on the bottom. I don't care where you put it. Put it on the box, man. Like, come on, Lamy. I know you're watching. Put it on the box. And also, hey, maybe put it on the bottle. Or, and this is something I just came up with recently, throw a little sticker in the box and we'll put it on ourselves. We can do that. We love stickers. Other than that, this is a great bottle. I like the cap. I like the hole in here, which is big enough to definitely put a pen in. Some bottles don't do that. It's 50 mils. It's glass. That's nice. It comes with blotter paper here that you can peel off. It actually is a pretty, has multi-layers there. You can see it's got like some printing sort of on the back, and when they stamp the layers through. Let me see if I can, there we go. Like it is. Oh, don't mind my dry fingers. But yeah, it's pretty good blotter paper. And also in this bottle, you can pop off the bottom and you can see this little nubbin down here as a nice little inkwell. So when you poke your nib into the pen, it will go down here. And so even when the ink level in the jar gets low, it will put ink down here in this little well, and you'll be able to fill it up from the pen for a much longer time than if that wasn't there. So good thinking. I like that. I like the design. Just put the name on it. That's my quibble. Put the name on the bottle. Por favor. All right, let's look at this on some papers. We'll take a look at some other samples that are close to it. We'll look at water testing, all that jazz. Hang tight. All right, so this is... I forgot to put the smear on here. You know what? We're just going to do it live. We're going to do it live. I happen to have the tools necessary, like the ink and all that. There's my smearer. I like to use a letter opener. I think it gives me a nice ability to sort of control how much ink is going down on the page in a smear. I can smear it so it is heavier in some places and lighter in others. There we go. And we'll just let that dry as we're doing our review, and I'll set this somewhere where it won't cause too much of a mess. Okay, so here's what it looks like on paper. You see that's actually already drying. That's pretty darn good. As I said just a second ago, this is really kind of a black ink. It's pretty low on the berry and pretty heavy on the black part of this this blackberry component. You can see in the smear here a little bit that it is a violet-y sort of ink. Like it is a very dark color. But you can also see there's a bunch of sheen. The color of this ink is mostly black with sheen. Just kind of what it does. And I haven't noticed that this does any any smearing after the fact. It seems like it's a pretty darn good sheen. I like the way it holds the paper. That's great. Some sheens can be a little sticky sometimes. They're really oversaturated, or they can smear over time. Like, you let it dry and you put a finger across it and it smears sheen. I don't love that either. It's kind of messy. This doesn't seem to do that, and that's pretty neat. So this is my usual Nebula casual note paper. In fact, this is the last page in this little booklet. 90 grams per square meter flow. This one's kind of wet. I think this is wetter than the other one. I just have it in the same medium nib from this Lamy Safari that I had Pink Cliff in, and this feels like it's a little bit wetter than the other one. The performance, not great on the 20-pound copy paper. I think this is much better on other papers. It's lackluster there, unfortunately. Lackluster, but also plus bleed, feather, and spread, as we'll see here soon. Qualities, this one has a lot of sheen. Not really any shading when you write with it. It's mostly sheen. The pen, of course, is that Lamy Safari. Comments section, one half of the Lamy Safari special editions for 2024. Blackberry is mostly black and very little berry. You do get good flow and a bunch of sheen, though, so I hope it catches on. The sheen hasn't been sticky or smeary either, which is, I think that's still true, even though I said it twice. So yeah, pretty darn good. I think that this is an ink that I really hope doesn't fly under the radar for folks. I know it possibly could, because there also like all this weird stuff going on with the return, perhaps, of some version of Lamy Dark Lilac, but yeah, this is a very good and very different ink. Now you can definitely see a lot of purple there. And as we saw in the chromatography strips that are just above this, I did it twice because they looked very different. This one is coffee filter, which it moves much more quickly. It has looser fibers, I think, in the paper. And so we get this black line here and then a lot of purple and violet up at the top. And then this one, the two colors of the purple didn't really separate up here, and it just like kind of moved black. And I left it in that water for a long time. This is official like fancy chromatography paper. So yeah, I just went ahead and did both because I got better separation there. So I'm not expecting this purple to stick around, but I am kind of expecting there to be a nice gray or black, a mess, little gray or black, lines left over. So let's go ahead and do this. This is another one of the reviews where I sort of glued the chromatography onto the review itself just to keep them here so I can look at them later. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. All the purple came off. And actually, look at that. There's a little bit of that blue. See a little bit of blue there too. Isn't that fun? But yeah, all the purple came off of this. None of that stuck around, but that gray component did stick around. I think actually I was stamping some purple around it. I should have just blotted it once, but what are you going to do? This is kind of, look at all this purpley pink that came off here. Wow. Yeah, so a lot more of that showing up here, including a little bit of blue. That's interesting. I wonder if that came off my finger. No, that's from the ink. Yeah, neat. How about that? I wasn't expecting all that. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And at 11 or 12 bucks for a 50 ml bottle, this is quite good. I bought this pen here at Atlas Stationers, and I got the Blackberry ink from my local folks, Crazy Allen's. So I got them from a couple of different places. So, you can find these wherever Lamy products are sold. All right, let's take a look at this on a bunch of different papers. How about that? Firstly, this is our Staples 20-pound, 30% recycled copy paper. This is the worst paper you're going to find in your office printer. And you can see there is definitely some spread there. This is not just a medium is what it looks like. Also, you can see some feathering there. It's not great on this paper. And there is some bleed, although weirdly, I think this ink is wetter, but it didn't bleed as much as this one did. Look, this paper is inconsistent. That's why it's the cheapest thing and all that jazz. It's made for laser printing. It's not made for any kind of wet ink, I don't think. So yeah, it's okay on here, but it's not great, I don't think. And you do kind of lose all the fun. What color is even this? I guess it's kind of purple. If you look at the A in Safari, it's a little bit purple, but it mostly just kind of comes off black. It's only okay. Not great on this paper. But on this paper, which is Cosmo... Nope, that's the wrong one. But on this paper, which is Cosmo Air Snow, which is a paper that apparently is not made anymore, this ink really looks great. Cosmo papers are very heavy in general, and they're kind of like they're coated and they're pillowy, and they do some odd things with ink sometimes. This one just said, hey, here's all the sheen. I mean, it looks great. Here, I'll zoom out so you can get the whole page. Go ahead and pause that if you want to read about more stuff about the Silito tartans from like the UK police force and others. So yeah, this is a really good looking ink on here. The flow was excellent. I really thought it was great on this paper, actually. Let's see if I can get it to smear. This paper's kind of weird and coated, so it might smear here. I don't know. Let me see. Did we get it? There is maybe just a touch of smear there. Just a little bit, but I mean, I can't guarantee my fingers completely dry after doing the water test. And also this paper, nothing soaks into it. So it's just sitting on top. That is pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm impressed with that. Did it bleed through? No bleed through at all. Just some ghosting, little show through. That's due to the paper and its bright whiteness and the very darkness of the ink. That's not an ink problem. That's a paper thing. All right. Penultimately, we have my Inky Fingers currently inked book. This is wheat straw paper, which is kind of like sugarcane paper. There is Lamy Blackberry on there. Again, I closed the book too quickly. I was impatient. But yeah, it looks good on here. Get a nice amount of sheen. Looks pretty cool. I can kind of tell this isn't a black, but only just barely. Like I said, mostly a black, not very much berry. Lastly, for papers, is my Galen Leather Co. Everyday book. And this one has, this one looks cool, I think. There's look at all that sheen. Man, Tomoe River is really known for having a bunch of sheen. And this one, I just closed the book too early. You can actually see here, I closed the book too early and got it on the other page too. So that's sort of on me and not on this. Yeah, it's not smearing. In fact, it's not smearing at all. It smeared a little bit on the Cosmo, but not here. So yeah, not a smeary sheen. That's pretty neat. But tons of sheen. It's going to make your writing look cool. All right, let's take a look at some color comparisons. This, of course, is a Colodex card, and you can see tons of sheen on this one here. Lots and lots and lots of sheen. In fact, I don't even know what color. I think I'll just put this in the black category of my Colodex because you can't really tell. Actually, it might just go in the Heckin' Sheeny. This might just go in. I have a whole section that's just called Heckin' Sheeny because it's just sheen is the main color. And so I picked a few others from that category and then some black inks as well that have a little bit of sheen just to kind of, show some variety. So this is Diamine Seize the Night, which is another purple technically, but it has a bunch of sheen on there. This, however, is a purple green sheen and not kind of just like the very shiny sheen that you get from this. I don't know if this sheen has a color. It might be kind of, it's looking coppery in this light, but it's kind of hard to tell otherwise. Then I also pulled Tasha Kuro, which is just black. Tasha Black. It's a very shiny, deep black, and you can tell this isn't quite a black when you compare it to Tasha Kuro. Then we have Colorverse Black Hole, another one of these inks that is black but has a fair amount of sheen to it. Get kind of close and like throw the light at different angles. You can see it has a little bit of sheen to it, but it's, I don't know, it's not quite the same. Although maybe it's closer to Blackberry than Kuro is. I don't know. All right. Two more. This is Sailor's Shikiori Kazakiri Bane, is what I'm going to say there. I'm sure I got that one wrong. Please let me know in the comments below how I got that one wrong. But this is another one that is, I think, actually a purple. You can see some purpley areas in there, but it also has a bunch of sheen. And this sheen, I don't know what color that is. It's definitely there, but I can't really pick the sheen. Maybe it's greenish, but I can't really pick it apart from the base color, unfortunately, to tell you what it is. But again, this is not quite a black. It's just too much sheen for that, I guess. And then lastly, I pulled out Bunga Box Ink of the Witch, which is another one that is a purple, but is also mostly black and mostly sheen. As you can see here, this has a green sheen to it, but you can definitely see more purple here than you can from Blackberry. So yeah, there you go. That's Lamy Blackberry in a nutshell. I like the pen pretty well. I like the ink a lot. So check this one out wherever Lamy products are sold. If you happen to get it from one of the people that I have an affiliate link down below, you'll help the channel out and also maybe get a bit of a discount for you depending on the place. So check those out. Find it at your local brick and mortar. Just get some Lamy. Don't let this one go under the radar. This is a cool ink. I think it's the better of the two. Although, look, maybe you hate sheen. This is one I like better. I like a little bit better. I'm playing favorites right now. So that's it. I'll see you all in another video. Until then, peace out.